So why do you feel sorry for your narcissistic partner? Why do you feel bad for them sometimes? Like, even after they do something horrible to you, even after they've done something horrible to you, done something bad to you, lied to you, cheated on you, beat on you, why is it that you feel bad for them? That's what we're talking about today, y'all. Of course, if you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, here to give you an inside look at the mind of a narcissist. And welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Yes, 9 episodes have been recorded so far for my podcast. Number 10 is getting recorded later this afternoon. So happy the Mental Healness Podcast is launching soon, y'all. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on an episode. But yes, feeling sorry or feeling bad for a narcissist happens all the time, y'all. I think we can all agree on that. I think most people who have been in a relationship with a narcissist would consider, not most people, a lot of people who have been in a relationship with a narcissist would consider themselves an empath, or at least highly empathetic, right? You consider yourself highly empathetic. You might be an empath, whatever the case may be, but you have a deep emotional connection, right? You have a deep capacity for empathy, right? So you get with this narcissistic person, and sometimes you feel bad for them. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, y'all. Your empathy is a gift. It's a blessing. But, big old but, right? When you're dealing with a narcissistic person, your empathy can absolutely be weaponized against you. It's just one of those things that can happen on a consistent basis. Like, because you care so much about this person, because you know this person's past, you might actually start to feel bad for them. You know, I still do my one-on-ones over Zoom, y'all. You can find all of that at mentalhealness.net, right? But when I'm talking to people, they'll ask me, it's like, Lee, why do I feel bad for this person? Why they've done horrible things to me? Why do I still feel bad for them? Because one reason is because you know their past, right? Or you think you know their past. A lot of times when you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person, you do know their past. They trauma dump on you. They share the horrible stuff that has happened to them in the past. Like, you also probably have met their parents, right? So you met their parents, you know their upbringing. You know who they were around when they were growing up. You know all of this. This is not anything new to you. You already know this. You see this person, you know who they are. Like, you know their mom is a horrible person. You see that their dad is abusive, or an alcoholic, or a drug addict, or the mom could be, right? Or their grandparents, their parents were not around, they were raised by their grandparents, whatever the case may be. You know that they had an abusive childhood, you know? So in essence, you do feel bad for them because you know what they've been through. You know their childhood, you know their life story and whatnot. And a lot of times that keeps people bonded. That keeps people stuck. That keeps people feeling sorry for the narcissistic person. You know, I see, I think a lot of times in these spaces right here, this is what goes on. This is what absolutely happens. So many people get stuck. So many people get caught. Like, you feel bad because you know their past and you have empathy. You have compassion. You might sometimes still see them as a little kid. Sometimes you even though you're dealing with an adult, right? A clear adult. They might be in their 40s, 50s, 60s, sometimes in their 70s or their 80s, right? They might be old, an older person, right? You still can see them as a kid because you know that they're abusive upbringing. So you see them as a kid even when they're doing horrible things to you. Like, I had talked to a woman one time. She was on the Zoom call almost crying because of the childhood that her partner had experienced, even though he was in jail for beating on her. She's like, I just feel so bad for him because of his childhood and he just can't help it. And that's why he lashes out. His mom was abusive. His dad was abusive. So he's been abusive to all his women in his life. I was like, I understand you feeling bad, but what about you? I mean, what about you here? Are you not allowed to feel bad for yourself? You see what I'm saying? It's okay to feel bad for that person sometimes, but don't let that be used against you. Because another reason so many people feel sorry for narcissists is because they convince you to feel sorry for them. They, like narcissists, including myself, back in the past, can be experts at playing the victim. We absolutely can. We can be an expert at playing the victim to a lot of different situations, even the situations or the scenarios that we ourselves create. We have created these scenarios. We have created these situations, and we are somehow also simultaneously the victims. We make you feel bad for us by playing the victim. I don't know what to do. Like I don't. My past is this. Like, you should feel bad for me. Like, what about me? I'm the victim here. Even after they do something horrible to you. I know I cheated on you and I lied. I cheated on you and I lied or whatever, right? And I got a baby on the way by somebody else. But you're going to leave me and blow up my life, blow up our kids' lives. You're going to really uproot our whole family for one cheat. They had a baby on the way. One little cheat. Well, not one cheat, of course, like multiple cheats with one person. It's only been one person, though, right? It's not like multiple people. It's one cheat with multiple cheats with one person. You gonna leave me? Wow, you must really not care about me. And does that work on some people? Yeah, it does work, right? It does, because they start crying. You haven't ever seen them get this emotional before. So now they're crying in front of you, and now you feel bad for them, right? This is what happens sometimes. Like, they're crying, they're playing the victim. They do this stuff. It's like an art. It's like an art. The art of playing the victim, finding some way in this situation to victimize myself is a narcissistic art. It is. It really is a narcissistic art. It's artwork. It's like I'm Vincent Van Gogh of victim. I'm the Vincent Van Gogh of victimhood. Like, I find a way to play the victim, because if I can play the victim, I can make you feel bad or I can make you feel guilty. You know what I mean? That's how it works sometimes. And another reason why so many people feel sorry for narcissists is because you feel like a bad person because you're abandoning them, right? When you get ready to leave them or something like that, you start feeling bad. Like, you're a bad person. You're like, well, I'm a bad person. I know they have an abandonment wound. Like, they got abandoned so many times, and they said that narcissists could absolutely be lying about their past, right? I hope y'all understand that. This is a sidebar over here. Sidebar, come over here. They could be lying about their past, y'all. Not every single narcissist or person is going to tell you the truth about their past. So some of these traumas that they told you that they went through or experienced, they're lying. It never happened to them. They might be just mirroring your story or telling you somebody else's story that they know. They could be lying their asses off about their childhood experiences, right? Okay, sidebar over. If I feel like we're in the courtroom of narcissism, right? Sidebar. Come over, judge. Can we approach? Approach over here. They playing the victim. You see what I'm saying? They could be lying about their story, but you know that you think that they have abandonment wounds, right? You think that they've been abandoned by previous exes, or people have left them for no reason. You know what I mean? People have left them, and you don't want to also perpetuate this and keep this cycle going on in their lives, even though they've done something horrible to you, even though they've treated you horribly. You see how that works right there? This is a thing that so many people are going to experience when you're dealing with a highly narcissistic, abusive person. They're going to keep doing this type of stuff because it works. If I can find a way to play the victim in these circumstances, then I'm going to keep finding a way to play the victim, right? I'm going to keep finding a way to do this. I'm going to make you feel bad for me. I'm going to do all of these things, y'all, because the worse you feel for me, the better I feel. The worse you feel for me, the better off in my mind that I am. You know what I mean? Like, I think that I'm good. Because you feel bad for me. I'm going to keep perpetuating this stereotype. I'm going to keep doing this stuff over and over and over again because it works for me. And I'm all about me. Like, let me put my narcissist hat on, right? I put my narcissist hat on. I'm all about me, right? If I can convince you to feel bad for me, I'm in control of you. You'll never leave me because I can always make you feel bad. Wow, you said you would never leave. You said you'd be my ride or die. You said this would never end. You said you would marry me. You said this. Even after I've done all of this stuff, if it keeps working, why wouldn't I do it? You know, especially the religion. Like, no, this is not. I was going to take you to a sidebar, but I'm not even going to go to the sidebar because a lot of people need to hear this. They will absolutely use your religion to make you feel bad. They will convince you that God is somewhere in the Bible, that God said, I can beat your ass, I can cheat on you, I can steal from you, and you can't leave me, or you are a horrible person. So you feel bad. The religious guilt is a real thing. Spiritual abuse is a real thing. You're going to tell the church I cheated on you? You're going to get me excommunicated? You're going to tell everybody, you're going to tell on me? Wow, you're going to get me excommunicated? You're going to ruin my life? You're going to ruin my life? You see, and that works. They're going to do whatever it takes to make you, for it to work. You know, you're going to break up our family. Two-parent households are better. Two-parent households are not better if it's an abusive household. What sense does that make? You see what I'm saying? How the hell does a two-parent household be better if it's abusive? Like, we gotta make that make sense right there. So many people like, single moms, single dads, terrible people. It's better than being in an abusive household, getting your ass beat up or cheated on or damn near unalive consistently. Like, what the hell is wrong with people out there? I absolutely hate these out here to be spreading that shit. I was like, y'all get on my damn nerves. Like, damn. Like, just blaming people for being single parents when what the other parent at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the other parent? Would you know? Shut the fuck up. Where's the other parent? Stop making excuses for deadbeats. That shit be blowing my mind. Ah. Goose fraba. Seriously, man. They will try to make you feel bad because it works for them. The worse I can make you feel, the better I feel. The more in control I am, the better off things go. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep doing it over and over and over again, repeatedly. That's the way my mind works. And that's what I'm going to keep doing because I think I'm entitled to doing that. It's just say, hey, it's just something to think about, y'all. Something to think about on this journey right here. Anyways, y'all, my one-on-ones are still available. You can find all of that at mentalhealness.net. If you're new to doing a one-on-one or whatever, you want to try it out, you can enter the code MENTAL, MENTAL, 15 for 15% off. Even if you've taken one before, the code works. I mean, it was like new. Even if you did a one-on-one before, the code MENTAL15 gets you 15% off. But also, if you want to be on the Mental Healness Podcast, make sure you check out the link. There's a link in the description of every video and podcast that I do. It says, you want to be on the show? It's tiny URL, Mental Healness Guest Form or whatever. It's a Google Doc. You fill it out. I'll reach out to you. We can set it up. All things mental health. All things mental health. I'm so excited, y'all. The Mental Healness Podcast is launching soon. Hit that subscribe button, and I'm out.